We started off yesterday with a great saint, and we, in our first full day of school, have another saint. And this is a pope who lived a little over 100 years ago, Pope St. Pius X. And maybe you've heard of some popes that were saints, like Pope John Paul II and John the 23rd. You know, there's some saints that were popes just very recently, but there was a 340-year span. That is a greater number than some of you can even comprehend. But many hundreds of years where we didn't have any popes who were saints. We had Pius V way back in the day, and it took 340 years until Pius X for our next pope to be a saint. So it kind of talks about how he was, he kind of stood above the rest. There were a lot of popes who did some good things, but Pius X was very, very special. And he cared for the poor. He himself was born into poverty, and he appreciated the beauty of being poor. Sometimes we think of poor as being really bad because people don't have things. But when people have too many things, they can get distracted, and they can forget about what's important. So for those of us, we want to lead simple lives so that we don't get distracted and miss out on the most important things. But he loved the poor, and he never forgot them in his ministry, and he also loved the Mass. Who here is 8 years old? Raise your hands. Who are my 9-year-olds? Where are my 10-year-olds? Where are my 11-year-olds? Before Pius X was the Pope, none of you could receive communion. You couldn't receive communion till you were 12. Couldn't do it. And he lowered it, to second grade, about 7 years old. So our second graders, we're going to receive in this year, you can thank Pius X, right? And he also said, it's so important for us to receive communion regularly. He talked about daily Mass and that tremendous gift that when we start our day, we've got the Creator of the universe dwelling in our hearts, that we have Jesus Christ in us in the Eucharist, and that sets the tone for our day and for our lives, right? So such a tremendous gift, and it's this man that we celebrate today. He also really loved Catholic education and talked about, how to take complicated things and to make them accessible to anyone, right? So we have so much to thank Pope Pius X, and it's a beautiful way. Our first full day of school, yesterday we had St. Bernard, but now on our first full day, Pope St. Pius X. So let's ask him to pray for us. Pope St. Pius X, pray for us.